For those of you that are a skeptic on the 8-horse Priefert Panel Walker, I'll be the first to admit I was too. I was so used to having a halter and a lead rope and a horse tied to something where you had a little control of them, even though they can hang back, drag on it, and you're always having to holler at them and get them to move. I didn't like that factor about the lead walkers, but I had a problem with turning my horse loose, not having anything on him. So I was eating lunch with Trevor Brazil one day and visiting with him about it, and he told me he had one at his house and that he loved it. It was the best thing he had done. And I'm like, Trevor, and I was bouncing off my ideas, and he says, I tell you what, me and you visited about a lot of stuff. I'm going to tell you to get one, you'll love it. And I was like, all right, I respect Trevor's opinion. He has high dollar horses and he takes care of his horses. So I knew his concerns were my concerns. And if he believed in it that much, I went home and got an 8-horse Priefert Panel Walker. And I'll be the first to admit how much it has saved me in the practice pen. I can have my horses warmed up, exercised every day for the same amount of time. They have a program they go through in the right to the left. And yes, I long trot my horses. I lope my horses in the right lead. I lope them in the left lead. We as team ropers were taught you only ride your horse in the left lead. Well, your horse is not balanced. That's one of the first things when I started roping, heading, and I'd lope my horse in the right lead. There was very few people going in the right direction. They'd all look at me like I was crazy. But your horse has to be balanced. You got to warm your horse up in the right lead, in the left lead. And this way I have a program they go through so I know my horse is warmed up. And then when I get on him, I just have to mess with him for 4 or 5 minutes, get him backed off the bridle, and we're ready to go to work. It is a wonderful tool. The only thing on my to-do list is I need to cover it, because when it rains and it's muddy and I can't use my walker and I have to warm all the horses up myself, it makes it for a long day, because I like my horses prepared. I like my horses ready to go to work when I back them in the box so they don't make mistakes. And I don't think there's nobody that likes to get bucked off. And you've got one that's a little cold back, or he's been in the stall for 2 weeks, you pretty much got to spend an hour or two out there warming him up to make sure that you don't get bucked off and hurt. So if you can afford one of the 8-horse Priefert Panel Walkers, the reason I recommend the 8-horse over the 6-horse is a bigger circle. And in my opinion, it makes it easier on the horse to go around in a bigger circle. And one of the things that I'm doing nowadays is I'm building a complete training center online. If you like watching team roping, if you like watching videos of me and Rich Skelton or me and Clay O'Brien Cooper practicing, going at it, I have old footage of me and Rich rodeoing, me and Clay rodeoing. Go check out speedroping.com. There's over 100 videos on there right now. I break it down in slow motion and freeze frame. I'm sure there's something there for everybody. Hope to see you there. But like I said, if you can afford it, I promise you, you will love the 8-horse Priefert Panel Walker.